Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. It's your boy Phil. So today, this is part 2 of my tour of the USS Intrepid, and we are going to visit the main flight deck where most of the planes are located. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start the video. Hope you are having a great day, everyone. So this is part 2 of my trip at the USS Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum. For this part, we are going to visit the flight deck where most of the planes and the aircraft are located. As you remember in part 1, we visited the USS Growler, a Cold War submarine, and the link will be in the description box below. You can reach the main flight deck via the elevator or the stairs. The carrier is where most of the flight operations occur, specifically the launching and the retrieval of aircraft, and is described as one of the most dangerous places to work in the military, as you can see. But thank God they converted this carrier into a museum piece, where most of the aircraft are parked just like what they do in flight operations. And definitely, a carrier flight deck has a lot of space for carrier aircraft. So first, I went to the rear of the carrier, and this first plane is the Lockheed Martin A-12. This is a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft or a spy plane built for the Central Intelligence Agency. This was a predecessor to the fastest jet ever built, the Lockheed Martin SR-71 Blackbird. The Grumman Aircraft Manufacturing Corporation has several representatives for these planes in this flight deck. The F-14 Tomcat, one of the most recognizable planes because of the movie Top Gun, is an interceptor, air dominance, and multirole fighter jet produced from 1969 to 1991. The most distinguishing feature of this plane is its wing sweep, which is the ability to push the wings forward during takeoff and push it back towards the fuselage during supersonic flight. The Grumman A-6E-INTRUDER was the world's first all-weather attack aircraft that can also operate day and night, and was primarily used as a bomber, attack aircraft, and as a close air support aircraft for troops. And as you've noticed, these naval aircraft or aircraft operating from carriers have folding wings, and this is basically to save space when they're stocked on a carrier. The Grumman F-11 Tiger was originally designed as a fighter plane, but then was converted to be the main airplane for the US Navy Blue Angels flight demonstration team. The current model used by the Blue Angels is the FA-18 Hornet, which is the same plane that you see here. Next is the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon, or as pilots call it, the F-16 Viper. Because as pilots say, it closely resembles a Viper. This is the same plane used by the US Air Force flight demonstration team, the US Air Force Thunderbirds. And this F-16 came from the 174th Fighter Wing of the New York Air National Guard of Syracuse, New York. Next is the Israel Aircraft Industries KFIR. In Hebrew, this means the Lion Cub. Is an Israeli all-weather multi-role combat jet aircraft based on the French Dassault Mirage 5 with Israeli avionics and primarily used as a multi-role fighter jet. The Grumman E-1B Tracer is an early warning system aircraft characterized by the very large radar dome on its back. This large radar provides a very large area of protection for the carrier strike group and is capable of detecting enemy planes and friendly aircraft as well. The Sikorsky HH-52 SEAGUARD is a naval helicopter primarily used by the US Coast Guard for search and rescue operations at sea. This has the same concept with the Sikorsky H-19 Chickasaw, which is a search and rescue helicopter that is based on land. The McDonnell Douglas F-3B Demon was one of the first naval aircraft used in carrier strike groups in the US Navy during the Vietnam War. However, the US Navy found it to be underpowered, so they upgraded it to the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom, the US Navy's multi-role aircraft during the Vietnam War. The Douglas Dauntless SKYRAIDER was also a carrier-capable multi-role attack bomber during the Vietnam War, but they were made at a time when jets were coming of age. The next two aircraft are training planes such as the AERMACCHI MB339, an Italian Air Force training plane, and the Beech 34 Mentor, both used by the Navy and Air Force for training. Now this plane was truly special, the first of its kind, the first vertical takeoff and landing plane, the British Aerospace Harrier JUMPJET. This has the capability to land and take off vertically, which can be useful if you don't have a runway. This capability is demonstrated with its American counterpart, the F-35 Lightning. This is the portside aircraft elevator to put planes downstairs in the main hangar for repair and maintenance. Next is the Vought F-8 Crusader, the last gunfighter of the Vietnam War, because at this time, missiles for aircraft were coming of age. This aircraft was also carrier capable and served as a multi-role aircraft, as a bomber, and as a dogfighter, with its main armament being the gun. The Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-17. This was the primary aircraft used by the North Vietnamese Air Force during the Vietnam War. The aircraft nose has a dual intakes for the aircraft engine and was painted with its original color scheme used during the war. The MiG-21, or the NATO codename Fishbed, was also used during the Vietnam War, all in its original color scheme. And this T-38 Talon was one of the aircraft used by the US Air Force Thunderbirds flight demonstration team. The current model being the F-16 Falcon. At the end of the carrier is the Space Shuttle Pavilion, which we will feature in another video. For this hangar has two of the most iconic helicopters. The first one is the Bell UH-1 Iroquois, or the Huey, the most recognizable helicopter during the Vietnam War, used to transfer troops and the wounded to and from the battlefield. And the next one is the Bell AH-1 Cobra, the first US attack helicopter. This helicopter was designed to launch missiles, fire its guns at the enemy. Unfortunately, both are going for some maintenance and repairs. Now, on the sides, the front and the rear of the carrier are these anti-aircraft guns that are primarily used for carrier defense, in which they shoot flak and bullets to shoot down enemy aircraft. And it takes about a handful of people to operate these guns. And after getting from those anti-aircraft guns, we are now going back to the flight deck, and join me next time for part 3, where we are going to visit the nervous system of the ship, the command center, called the island, the superstructure, or more commonly known as the bridge. So join me next time for part 3. Thank you for watching this video, and I really do hope that you enjoyed, and thank you for your continued support. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. See you later in the next video, guys. Take care.